Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is our weekly recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. And yes, it's pre-recorded, but we will be having a live premiere, so let's discuss the episode in the live chat. So let's just jump right on in. This episode, this season, as you know, I've been covering this, talking about the show, and it was a slow start. And honestly, all the other scenes with the constant, there isn't a lot to say, but I'm going to speak on everything that played out in this episode. Because we do know, because they act so terribly on social media, how Mel and Martell's relationship ends up. We'll get to them in a second. But it's hard because the last couple of episodes we've been talking about and following Kimmi's cancer journey. And I shed another tear in this episode when she walked in and her entire family was there. But what really triggered me is when she told Jalen about it. And she says that, he's very, he holds his feelings in. But she says in that moment, you could see that he was visibly upset. And that's her baby. So that made me cry. All right, Kimmi, we'll get back to you in a second. So at the top of this episode, first of all, this episode is called Destined for Better because they're going to be taking a trip to Destin. At first, I thought they were talking about Destiny, but Destiny's not even that important. Oh, Destiny. We'll get to you in a second. So Stormy. I have to say, Stormy's whole storyline has taken a big shift this season because now they're showing more of her work stuff, her trying to be zen. I'm not sure what one it really is, Stormy. Which one is it really? Look, we were introduced to you when you weren't even a cast member, and everyone said, "Did you see Stormy in there? She owns this, multi-million-dollar brand." And we were like, "What?" And then we Google schmoogled, and then all of a sudden she became a cast member. Hey, Carlos, thanks for watching. So, seeing this side, first of all, I have questions. I think that Tiffany's a beautiful woman. However, am I asking Tiffany to be in my brand when there's so many other possibilities of more interesting people to be modeling for me? I get it. Stormy, she's a part of the show. You wanted to give her something to do. Stormy is all zen. Shout out to Stormy though. She knew what she was doing. You saw she has the merch, right? Speaking of merch, get our merch while supplies last. As you know, fall is about to be over. It's about to be Christmas time. So head on over to houseofkempire.com. But anyway, so she has the merch now that says, "That's what's up. What's up?" I almost cackled when I saw that. I was like, girl, she's a smart businesswoman. I mean, there is a reason why she is so successful and Destiny is not. Sorry, Destiny. I'm just pointing these out for other people that are trying to be successful in business or successful at anything. Take a look at these examples and why one is successful and the other is not. Now Destiny's working on some other collaboration with her cousin. Her cousin looks like she's pretty successful. Are you sure you want to get in business with Destiny? Okay. Anyways. So Stormy is having this Canvas Beauty commercial. Tiffany's in it. Of course, Melody's going to show up, update her, her friends, the ones that she has left on the show, with what's going on with her and Destiny. And here's the thing. No matter how Tiffany and Stormy want to be like, "Oh, so you guys are friends now? She invited you to her photo shoot." We all were surprised by that. But I think we all looked back at last week's episode and liked seeing them have fun together. And apparently there was some sort of friendship. But not all relationships are meant to be for forever. And I think the one thing that both these women can agree on is that they're done with each other. And I think that's okay. That's really okay for Melody because she'll be on the show. But Destiny, without that sort of connection, and I think her days are numbered. Yeah. Also, that's your own fault, Destiny. Because your days would not be numbered if you were more transparent, for the love of Tiffany and Lewis. But if you were a little bit more transparent with your life, you just don't come across likable. You don't come across open. You don't come across transparent. So your security of being on the show is gone because you're not interesting. You're not fun to watch. Your scene with your cousin was cute, but it wasn't fun to watch. So Melody talks about that. Melody also talks about her going to Florida and inviting Martell's mom, Marlene, and they're going to take this trip together. Here's why Melody and Martell were together for so long and why they're two peas in a pod. She literally says the same thing that Martell says about the kids. Oh, my kids are very emotionally mature. Look, her kids are the sweetest pie kids, but they're still kids. No matter how mature they may give off, they're still kids. They're still going to have those reactions. You saw what Marcel and Maurice said. They said they still, as adults, got a little excited when their parents were possibly getting back together. So let's not brush over this. I know you said you had the conversation with them, but let's not brush over or be unrealistic that these children still have hope that this relationship will be mended, because Martell still wants to be with Melody. We saw that in this episode alone. He still wants to be with Melody. If Melody said, I will take you back, Martell would be like, okay. Okay? So, anyways. So, Melody's a little delusional in regards to what her kids might feel in regards to them having this trip together. But I like that they're going to do this trip together because the kids are young. They got that little sugar mama. She's a baby. So they have to learn how to co-parent. That's why when I see them acting a fool on social media, I'm like, you guys have 4 children and you're acting like you're their age. Grow up. Speaking of growing up, Destiny and Demi, her cousin, they talk about this collaboration, but we really don't know what the collaboration is going to entail. It looks like it's going to be makeup. The collaboration, you're just going to put her makeup in Madani that's never open. That's us closing the door on Madani. Like, I want to root for Destiny, but she makes it so damn hard. Look, she makes it so damn hard. But she talks about with her, and I have to say, her cousin made a lot of sense. Her cousin made a lot of sense. She knows, apparently, Huntsville's very small. She went to school with Martell. Everybody's going to school with Martell. She knows all of the group. For me, I felt like they were setting this whole scenario up for her to be on the show, maybe to give Destiny relevance. No, Destiny, she might replace you. Just saying. I don't know if I love her enough for her to replace anybody just yet. But they talk about the friend group. But like I said, Destiny and Melody seem to be on the same page of, like, we don't have to F with each other. Her cousin literally says to her, like, do you think that you guys could ever be friends again? And she's like, no, it's not going to happen. They are on the same page about that. And I don't know why. I don't know what exactly happened between Melody and Destiny. I can't remember all the details of what's happened on the season. I'm sure a lot more happened off camera. But I don't feel like what happened was enough for them to be like, I am done with her. Dead to me. Really? I've seen a lot worse and people come through a lot worse on this show alone, and people are still friends. But anyways, so we had that scene with them. Who cares? So Melody and her mom. I always find the scenes with Melody and her mom, Miss Van, awkward. Anyone else? It doesn't feel like mother-daughter. Right? It feels different to me. I don't know what it is. You guys will let me know in the live chat. You'll let me know in the comment section. I don't know what it is. It feels... Sometimes I feel like she is directing her mom in these scenes. And it's just an awkward conversation. And it seems like her mom sometimes is a little frightened to really speak her mind to Melody. Anyone else? I just feel that. I like to share what I'm thinking because I know that I'm not alone usually. Their scenes are always like cringy to me to watch. I'm just like, who's the mama here? But the mom is excited about this trip, and Melody breaks the news to her that Martell and Marlene are coming. And we find out that they've used to do these trips all together before. Miss Van is excited about this because she's like, this is where I would love for you guys to be. Fast forward to today, and they are fighting on social media. Look, I don't know. It should be an interesting reunion. Anyways, so we had that scene with Miss Van and Melody talking about this trip, preparing for this trip. And they show them flashing back to the children playing and stuff like that. I was like, all right, you're pulling at my heartstrings. All right. Martell and Marlene are also packing. So they're jumping from the scene with Miss Van and Melody to the scene with Marlene and Martell. Here's the thing with Martell. He says that he's a little nervous about this trip. He's a little nervous because, not what he says, he's a little nervous because I think that he still I already said this. He still wants to be with Melody. So I think part of him is nervous because he's like, okay, this is my chance. This is my opportunity. Yeah, to be with your children and the mother of your children and try and work in a space of, okay, let's be able to do this more often. People are able to do this in real life, y'all. I just think that Martell is so delusional. Oh, congratulations to Martell. He's on the cover of Upscale. They're just giving those things away now? Oh, I didn't even mean to press that one, but it worked out. It worked out. It's a really good picture, though. And Sheree was there with him at the party. Oh. Martell says that he's hopeful about the future with Melody. And he says that he's not closing the door. These are my words. He's not closing to the door of what the future can bring. I'm telling you, Martell wants to be with Melody. I don't think that Melody wants to be with Martell at all. I think she has moved on. She's done with him. She knows that she cannot trust him. She's tried. And now apparently Melody says she's in a good place. Melody, not to say that you have to be with a man to be in a good place, but I just had a feeling like, wait a minute. Is there someone, Melody, that you want to tell us about? But Melody's not going to tell us about it. She's going to keep that under cuff and navigate and puppeteer all the other situations on the show. We're not going to get all of what's going on that side of things with Melody. I respect it. So Martell has that conversation with his mom, and then Maurice and Kimmi. So Maurice and Kimmi are in the car after, she's starting her treatments. As you know, Kimmi has confirmed that she has cancer, and I feel it was like triple negative. And she talks about how the doctor says, and this is what we said when this information came out, although her prognosis is good, the doctor's like, it's still triple negative. It's still cancer. We don't know what we don't know. So we have to I wrote this down. She has to go through 16 treatments for 20 weeks. Then she has to have surgery, then radiation. As you saw for the preview for next week. First of all, I didn't know that Kimmi was holding all that hair under those wigs. Well, she's going to cut it off. We saw that in the preview. We saw the preview for next week. She's going to cut it off because she is going to be going through these treatments and she will start losing her hair. And I get it because one thing is to have all that hair and lose it without it being your choice. And she's making the choice to do this. So her and Maurice are just talking about what this journey has been. So we know what the journey will look like ahead. But she also did a test to make sure that there was no cancer in other parts of her body, which thankfully there was not. And she did the genetic test, and that came back negative. So all of that was the positive news. I just feel like Kimmi's trying to be strong for everyone. Kimmi, just let yourself break. Just let it. I get it. I understand. But this is the time for Maurice and the rest of your family to hold you up. You just feel the feels. Feel the feels. Because even on Twitter, I was not even able to tweet anything about any other part of this episode. Y'all lucky I'm able to even do a review. Because at the end of the day, I have nothing to say about any of the other storylines that are happening this season. Sidebar, we didn't get Maurice and Letitia. It's okay, because the last couple of weeks we didn't get Martell. But we always get Melody. Okay, producer.
Don't be rude. I'm sorry, what? Don't be rude.
The only thing that is important to me right now is that we are all praying and sending positive energy to Kimmi. I'm hoping at the reunion we have a positive update, but we know sometimes this journey with cancer can be a long and arduous one. So we also get this other scene with Kimmi when she arrives home. So her family had planned to be there that particular week, even before she found out that she had cancer. So I always believe the universe is always on our side. Everything is always working out. I always say to myself, even when I wake up in the morning and I'm doing my affirmations, I say, everything is always working out for me. Even when I don't believe that it is, I know at the core, everything is working out for me. So, and I can see that's the mindset that and this is why Kimmi will get through this, because she has always had this sort of positive mindset. So does Maurice. And this is why that relationship works. I know we drag Maurice, and we will continue to drag Maurice when necessary, but he's also someone, they're very much the same person. They are solvers. When she said that about him, I was like, you are too? Both of you are. This is why the relationship is what it is. And this is why you guys have found each other. So Jalen says he has to figure out some sort of schedule about helping, his mom during these treatments, because, you need a lot of support during this time. So she says that, Maurice might need a break so you guys can kind of work. She's still navigating all of these relationships. She's still the one that is the grounding force, and she's the one that's sick. But it was nice to see her family there to support her. She needs it right now. She also said she was waiting for this last test before telling the comeback group, Marcel, Tisha, Melody, Martell, all the people before she actually said something. So I'm guessing the next episode, we didn't see it, but very soon we're going to see Kimmi tell the rest of the group. And because first of all, Tisha's reaction, I was just like, I couldn't even control my reaction to her reaction. So I can only imagine everyone else's reaction. And I can't even imagine having to tell all of your friends and family. I can't even imagine. I just, FYI, if it ever, God forbid, happened to me, y'all probably wouldn't know until after whatever, the whole procedure was done. Like I've been going through it, unless I couldn't hide it. I just can't. I can't. I'm just being honest. You guys know I'm private. But I get it. She's on a reality show. And you know what? I'm so glad that she's sharing it, because as I said before, she's probably inspired. No, it's not probably. She has inspired someone that has been waiting to go get tested, someone that didn't decide to check or hasn't checked in a very long time or hasn't made that mammogram appointment, or that might be going through it right now. And some of the positive things that she says may have helped them get through it. Or someone that has seen a family member go through it. So thank you, Kimmi. And the final scene that we get is, first of all, we get that scene with Melody and those 4 babies in the car driving 5 hours to Destin, Florida. I never even heard of Destin, Florida. Shout out to everyone in Destin, Florida. If you are from there, please let us know in the live chat or in the comment section. I have never heard of Destin, Florida. Where is that near? But there's plenty of places in Florida that I probably have never heard of. I just never knew that was a go-to spot. But apparently it is. So they get this beautiful home. First of all, she's dealing with, God bless you, Melody, to do all the things that you're doing and have 4 kids and to do that. And I don't know how you do it, girl, but you're doing it. So she brings the kids to this beautiful home. They go through the entire home. It's a fun house for kids, and it's close to the beach, all of that. So the kids are running around and figuring out where they want to sleep and all that. Martell arrives. And we get that awkward moment when Martell's being flirtatious about, first of all, him bringing her snacks, her favorite snacks, which weren't the right ones. Okay, he's trying. But then joking about, Melody, I will not be sleeping in the same room with you. And she's like, what? We already know this. That's not happening. We are done. But not in his head. He can't help himself. Martell can't even help himself. Because I'm a Taurus, and that might be because I'm a Taurus, and this is why sometimes you need to push a Taurus. But he can't help himself in those moments. He can't play the long game. Because that's what I would do. If you really want to get that boo thing back, I would play the long game. And maybe, probably too long, especially for a Taurus. And that way she done moved on with someone else and I've been playing the long game. But he could have played a little bit longer. Like, let me not just jump right now. Like, arr! And she even said this. She was like, I hope he doesn't do that. I hope he doesn't automatically think now he can call anytime and do all the things. No. And of course, as soon as he gets there, it's that. He wants to be back with Melody, but Melody does not want to be back with him. Do we think that Melody and Martell could possibly get back together again in the future? I think that's done. I think Melody, very much like myself, when I'm done, I'm done. Same with friendships. She's done with Destiny. She's done with Martell. But Martell's not done with her. And now that you have 4 babies with him, that narcissist is going to be like, eh. You know what I would do? And we saw this happen during the last reunion where Melody was like, she wants to leave Huntsville. She's done with Martell. But unfortunately, they have unfortunately, they have children. So they have to be in each other's lives for at least, 18 years. I can't even imagine. So I get all the moves that Melody has been making in regards to distancing herself. Melody is done. I don't care what anyone says. Nothing you guys can say to me will convince me that Melody has an open part of her ready for Martell. No, she's trying to have him be a part of their lives because of the children, but she's done. She's more done with Martell than she is with Destiny. I think she just is able to kind of put people in the areas that they are. Destiny is a coworker and I can be cordial. Martell is the father of these children, so I can be a little bit more cordial, but I'm done. I'm not trying to go back there. She's done. And so are we. Guys, how would you rate this episode? I probably would rate this episode. For me, it's Kimmi every single week. That's really just pulling at my heartstrings, because when we talk about reality, this is reality for a lot of women, a lot of Black women specifically, like the cancer that she has. She says more Black women get this rare cancer. So for me, because of that, because she's sharing so much of herself right now, I would have to give this a 7.5. 7.5. I thought it was solid. Everyone else's drama, I could care less about. I don't care about Melody and Martell and their constant back and forth. I don't care about the fights between Melody and Destiny. But maybe you do. Maybe you had a different feeling. Guys, as always, in the comment section, in the live chat, I want to know your thoughts on the current season. How are you feeling about it? It's about to wrap up. They've already filmed their reunion. And of course, we will be talking about it. As always, it is a holiday week. There will not be our live watch party tonight. So stay tuned for my pre-recorded recaps this week. I'm going to be celebrating and being thankful and grateful. So happy Thanksgiving in advance. Happy holidays. As you already can tell, Christmas is coming. Jingle my bells. Guys, as always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.